Alrighty, guys. So, for this video, we're going to just be talking about what recently happened today, the inauguration of Donald Trump on January 20th. Right now, it's January 21st. And what Trump represents for the people as the figurehead of everything to all the masses. They look up to him, or at least I do. Or actually, most people on Twitter, which is my main news source, look up to him as the guy that will bring strength and honor back to America, the guy that will make a government that is respectable, and the guy that will make the government something that we can pay taxes to willingly. You know, ever since COVID, the turning point of this century, it's been like, when movie directors put a tint over the movies. But instead of doing that since the beginning, they did it halfway through. It's like it all started with COVID, and then ever since, the media has been practically exposed. The legacy media has been exposed as something that we can't trust anymore. That this is a turning point in the century just because so many things were revealed ever since then. So many things. The people, yeah, the people behind the big corporations, they've been revealed, blah blah blah. But the thing is, online, once something big like that happens, it's very rarely remembered. Fauci and his scandal, that it was talked about for a couple of days on X, and then it just evaporated into the history books. It's like we've become desensitized to such things, and it's probably because we have. It, the frequency at which these type of things just occur is way too fast now, and we just don't have any real time to process what the fuck it really means. So it just goes into our short term memory, processes into our subconscious real quick, and then just poofs into disappearance. It doesn't seem like anyone really remembers or cares about it anymore. But that's just a common human fallacy. It's to be expected once you've been exposed to so many things over and over again. You just stop caring unless it gets into your actual life. But you know, yeah, just remembering yesterday. It was sometime during the Trump rally when Elon Musk decided to do some, I guess, let's call it hand gesture that somewhat looks like the Nazi salute. And yeah, Twitter kind of blew up for a couple minutes after that. And then no one gives a fuck. Crazy, right? Fucking crazy. No one cares anymore. This shit just happens. People overlook it. Most likely just because it doesn't have a direct effect on their life. People overlook it. And it just poofs back into the history books. No one cares. That's the type of world we live in now. It's so easy to do a whole 1984 type of scenario when no one cares when the signs appear. It's right in plain sight, but we become so desensitized that no one really cares anymore. You know, there's this thing called karmic retribution in which, yeah, I don't know much about it, but as far as I know, the Satanists use it as a form of justification almost as to what they're doing. They do it right in plain sight. The people don't say shit about it because we become desensitized to such. And they engage in their satanic behaviors right in front of us. Not saying Elon's satanic, but I'm saying the whole pop culture thing is pretty satanic. A lot in the music industry, a lot in the, I guess, Met Galas, the red carpet, if you get what I'm saying. That type of media. Bunch of bullshit that's on there. And it's run in plain sight, no one really cares. And the best prison is the one that you don't even know you're in. But let's get into the actionable points. Because what's the point of knowing all this shit if you can't really do much all about it? It really all just goes back to self awareness. This, yeah, it sounds like something most people have or should have, but I'd like to play devil's advocate and say that most people don't have that, and most people are lacking it. That most people can't think for themselves. And why is that? It's probably because of the attention span decrease caused by the phones and the internet. It's a matter of distraction. The more distracted you are, blah blah blah, the attention span decreases over time, and eventually, you don't even know what you're consuming. You don't know what you're looking at. You don't care. You forget after one scroll. Have some self awareness. Know what you're looking at. Actually analyze it. Think it over. Because individually, we can't really do much more than that. To be frank, you know. But if you want true freedom, and not just knowing what's happening and analyzing and understanding, to go beyond that, that would obviously require freedom. And freedom is a spectrum, you know. It's a bell curve. If you're in the middle, you're fucked. If you're on either end, you're free. But it's different matters of freedom. If you're on, and the spectrum is based on population of people less X and Y, I would correlate to that to financial extremities. If you're on either end of the financial extremity scale, you're either extremely rich or poor. But either way, you would have extreme freedom and you wouldn't be exactly controlled by all the corporations. You wouldn't be as affected if something goes wrong. You wouldn't be as affected. If you have multiple passports, you could just hop from country to country depending on which one falls first. Yeah, so stage one, self awareness. Stage two, get rich. As Andrew Tate says, as a lot of people say online, it's a pretty big and obvious solution to a whole lot of issues because you're only within the bubble of control of all the Jews, lizards, people. You get the point. You're only under the control when you're within that financial bubble in the middle. If you could get onto either end of the extremities, you're chill. They can't affect you anymore because they're not going to physically affect you. It's all through, I guess, domestic proxy wars against the people, aka through the media, aka through all the laws, aka through perhaps the liberal left. I'm not even sure what the lefts. All right, let's just call it the leftist people and the propaganda within the schools and within corporations and within the media that have caused this uprising and caring about identity, ethnicity, race, color, bullshit like that has never mattered before and will never fucking matter. It's just it's just a veil of illusion they've pulled over our heads so we can be distracted by that. And so worrying about what actually matters, aka how the government's financially fucking us through taxes, quite frankly. But it's fine. You know why? If Donald Trump is as promising as he looks and fulfills the hopes of the people, perhaps paying taxes to the government won't be such a bad thing. Maybe we don't have to fund a proxy war anymore. Yeah, my point is what you could do personal freedom, get rich, get self aware, read on books, learn from history, unlike most nations. The history books weren't a guide, they were a warning. We took it as a guide, unfortunately. And as a result, we're here now. This is where we're at. Pretty mid place in history, if you ask me. But the only people that have ever been unaffected by such political and geopolitical moves have been the ultra rich or the ultra poor. Get on either end, buddy. Because either way, I mean, yeah, either way, you'll be fine. But I'm sure the quality of life would be better if you're ultra rich instead. Just saying. Just saying.